so much, Jordan. It's great to be here again. Thanks for having me. And all of you out there that are here with us today, thank you so much for being with us. And sorry for the technical difficulties, but I'm glad Jordan whipped out his wizard wand and fixed them. So last week we talked about energy, the connection between energy in the body, consciousness, and healing. And basically what we talked about is how energy is stored in the cells of the body as information is stored on the hard drive of a computer or a CD, or remember those ancient old things, cassettes. And how do we get information off of a CD or off of a cassette and out of the cellular memory of the body? Because every cell in the body has three things: an electron, a proton, and a neutron. And what's that? An electric circuit. So things are stored in the cell like an electric recording device, like a USB thumb drive, a hard drive. Everything is electromagnetic. And if you take a big magnet and stick it on a hard drive, it's going to just wipe out the hard drive. And if you've ever seen those big junkyards that are moving cars, they lower a huge magnet, probably a meter wide in diameter. They turn on a switch, electricity goes to that magnet, they lower the magnet, it goes on a car, they lift the car up, they move the crane, and they shut the magnet off, and what happens? The car falls into a different pile. So okay, I was hearing some feedback. Okay, everyone's muted. Great. So the body works in the same way. If we have a trauma, a pain, something that's bothering us emotionally, it is recorded in the cellular level of the body. Just like on a plane, the black box holds all the information of the plane. If a plane crashes and goes down, God forbid, what happens? The FAA finds the black box, they get the black box, they read the black box, and what do they know? Everything that went on before the accident. So your heart, your deep heart and soul, is recording all the events of your life, just like the plane's black box, and everything is stored there. So we need to access what's going on in your deep heart and soul when we want to go into a healing experience, and we use that information in your heart and soul like the FAA uses that information in the black box to figure out what happened, okay, to solve the mystery of the airplane crash. We're just going to solve the mystery of why you have a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual something going on based on some situation that you had that is recorded in the deep cells and in the heart and soul of your body. Okay? So what we were talking about last week is that we can release pain, suffering, trauma of the past here and now. How do we do that? We went into that. So all the recordings from last week's class are on Jordan's page on YouTube, right, Jordan? Okay, so you can go to that after this and hear all the details if you missed last week's class. But for those of you who were not in the class last week, I just wanted to give you that catch up, because what we're going to do today is build on last week's class, and next week we're going to build on this week's class. So you want to stay tuned, because we're going to take you through an amazing process. Now, last week I was speaking about when there's something that you want to release in your body, some energy pattern, you want to let go of it. So let's say you have released it. then there's this place inside your being where this thing used to be, this energy. So what we want to do then, after we've released it, is fill that space with something. What do we want to fill it with? Love and light. How do we do that? Through meditation, just visualizing that light is coming in through the crown, in through the body, into the heart, and from the heart it disperses wherever it needs to go. Okay? So let's say we're going to do that right now. So let's say there's something. Let's pick a small issue, a very small issue, some irritation that you might have about something, someone, some pattern, some past experience. I want you to just think of that experience now. Okay? So now I want you to imagine that there's a bubble in front of your heart. A bubble, and the bubble is touching your heart. It's like a bubble that you blow with soap when you're a kid. Okay? Now I want you to move this irritation from wherever it is in your body, whether it's in your foot, your knee, your pelvis, your heart, your head, wherever it is. I want you to bring this emotion that you want to release, the situation that you want to release, bring it into your heart so you can completely feel it. And breathe. And while you're doing that, I'm going to add some energy through a Kabbalistic prayer. Ana b'koach, gedulat yamincha teter tzura, kabel rinat amcha sagvenu terenu nora, nagibor dorshe yechutcha kevavat shamrem, barchem terem, rachamei tzidketecha, tamid gomlem chasin kadosh barov tuvcha, nehel adatecha, yechid gehe, lamcha pnei, zakrei kedushatecha, Shavatenu kabel ushmat saktenu yudea talmud. Okay, so hopefully everyone's feeling it in your heart. And now I want you to feel that bubble right at your chest, touching your body. And I want you to move this thing that's in your heart that you want to release. I want you to imagine that it's moving into this bubble. Okay, hopefully you've had enough time to move it into the bubble. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath in. And on the 3, you're going to release. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Push the bubble away. Send the bubble away. Let the bubble ascend through the room of your house or wherever you are, out into the sky. See the bubble leaving. Bless it and release it. Thank you very much. You served me well. I'm letting you go now. And now the bubble is ascending into the sky, past the clouds. It's leaving the Earth's atmosphere, passes the Milky Way, out into space. Bless it and release it. Let it go. Bless it, release it. You've served me well. I'm done. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, take a deep breath in. So now we have this place inside our being where this thing used to be and take up space, and it's not there anymore. So now we have a place with empty space. So now we're going to fill that space with love and light. So now I want you to imagine divine light coming from God, the Creator, the universe, from your higher self, from the sun, something bigger than you that is the divine energy, and call in love to fill the nooks and crannies in your body where this irritation used to be. And let that come in through your crown, through your third eye, passing your throat down into your heart. And then from the heart, it just fills wherever this used to live, the thing that you let go of. And now you're feeling the love and the light and hopefully peace. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so that was a pretty quick example of how to fill in the space of something that we've healed and we've released. Okay? So that was just a follow-up to last week's class. And this week, I want to talk about right now how we can continue the healing process and give you some tools to do healing on your own and take you deeper into the process of your own healing. Okay? So, what is it that we can do to heal? How do we stay conscious? How do we feel the pain and the suffering and the irritation and the previous traumas that we've experienced and move through them successfully? Okay, so I have some ideas that I want to share with you. One is to listen to your intuition. Two is to listen to your emotions. Three, surrender. That's a big one. Surrender. And four, in the process, don't numb out. What does that mean? Don't check out. Don't distract yourself. Don't pretend something else is happening. Okay? Honor. Honor. 5 is honor yourself and your process. And 6, listen to your body because it has a language and wants to share with you stuff, information. Okay? I'm going to share a story about an amazing man named Azriel Cohen, who was an artist and just an amazing being. He took a class on how to listen to your body. The physical messages your body sends you. After he took this class, he found himself in the holy city of Jerusalem, sitting in a cafe. He was a painter. He took out his easel, and before he began to paint, he did this meditation to feel into his body what he just felt, what he had just learned. And in the process of feeling his body, he felt something that was a little bit disturbing. And the disturbance that he felt in his body gave him the message that he should pack up his easel and leave this cafe. And you might think, what is this? What is the body saying? Where is this information coming from? What is his mind saying? Can you imagine what your mind would say if you were in this situation? Oh, I'm not going to listen to that. What's this? Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, he listened. He packed up his easel, walked out of the cafe, walked a couple blocks, and then he heard a huge explosion. What happened? The cafe that he was sitting in was just bombed. And had he not listened to what his body's message was, he would have died in that explosion. I tell you this story because I want you to know what your body's messages are. The body sends you messages of fear, of pain, of twinges, of crazy messages that your mind might just diss and blow off. And the message is, don't blow them off. These are very real. And when you learn to listen to your body and receive the message and act on them, it's very powerful. Very powerful. I'm going to share another story with you. As a healer, I was once working with someone, and I got the message to turn the person's head to the left a little bit. I was doing cranial sacral, which is a type of healing modality. At the end of the session, the guy says to me, "Wow, that was amazing. But when you turned my head to the left a little bit, all these things happened." And it was the most profound part of the healing experience for me. Now, had I not listened to what the message that I got was, he would not have had that experience. Now, what was going on in my mind when I got that message? Okay, I'm getting the message to turn the head. Why? I have absolutely no idea, but I'm going to do it because that's what I was just told. And I did it. So after having many experiences like this myself, I've learned to listen to the messages and to the intuition of my body, my mind, my spirit, my soul, and follow them and take action. So, another healing experience about listening to the cellular memory in the body. When I was a little kid, I had an accident. And as a result of this accident, I had a concussion. And I sprained both of my ankles and I busted my right thumb. And I was unconscious. They found me laying in the street. My mom was called. My mom came and got me. She's carrying me home. I don't know who she is. I don't know my name. I know nothing. I don't know what happened. Totally gone. Now, fast forward the film to about 28 years later, and I'm 30-something years old, and I have this experience that I keep inflicting wounds on the right side of my body by accident. Okay, I broke my right thumb in that experience when I was 8 years old. So in that process, I wanted to find out how to heal this. And usually when I'm doing healing with people, I ask them to think about what they were feeling, what they were thinking, what was the environment they were in when this injury that they want to heal originally happened. Because there's information there. But for myself, there was no information there because I had no recollection, no memory of it because of this concussion. So I had to go deeper. Where did I go? I knew my body was recording this information on a cellular level in my body, past my mind, which didn't work because I had a concussion. So I worked with a healer, and I knew this information was stored in my body. And I went into this experience, and I remembered when I was little, my parents fighting. And I was so upset that they were fighting that I left the house and went on my bike. Didn't tell anyone, I just left. But what I was really wanting is my parents to stop fighting and to receive the love from them. But I didn't say, hey you guys, stop fighting, I need some love, please serve it up. I got on my bike and I was in pain, and I inflicted that pain on myself by getting into a bicycle crash. No one else was involved. Somehow I wrecked my bike. I don't even know how. But my learning was I need to be able to speak my truth and say what I need, rather than go get angry, upset, and run off and be passive aggressive. It was a very, 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 very humbling experience to remember this. At the same time I was receiving this healing and remembering this, that week I came home and there was a fire department at my place, and my neighbor's kid went down the railing, ran down the stairs, went over the railing, landed on his head and got a concussion. That same day on the way home, I was driving behind a 1972 Ford Maverick that was orange. You don't see those cars much anymore. That was the kind of car my mother had at the time of the injury, the initial injury. So things from the past play out in the present as energy is getting released and healed and rectified. It's unbelievable what the universe shows you as it replays parts of your story to wake up your memory by things that are happening in the present moment. Now, how can you cultivate the awareness to go in and receive information from the cellular memory? How do you actually do that? It takes practice. And in the process of practice, you're going to make mistakes. And on the process of practice, you're going to make the process perfect. How do you make anything how do you perfect anything? By practicing. And it's through the practice of meditation and stillness and being silent that you will learn to feel and heal your body. What is silence? It's letting go of distractions. Oh, I gotta watch a movie. Oh, I gotta go do this. Oh, I gotta call someone. Oh, I have this list of stuff that I have to do. Let go of the list. Let go of the distraction. Let go of the entertainment. And sit in a place of silence and just relax and breathe. And when you're breathing, you want to breathe in and out through your nose rather than the mouth, as long as the nasal passages are clear. Okay? So now let's do that together. We're going to take you through an experience to feel what's going on in your body. See if there's any messages. But that is the bonus, the benefit of being still and meditating. So just let go of any notion or expectation that you're going to get a message. We don't do meditation just to get a message. Meditation has many, many benefits, but the primary benefit is to create peace and stillness and consciousness. And how the benefits of that are very vast. So let's just go into a meditation for the sake of meditation. So gently close your eyes. Sit comfortably. Push your sits bones, the bones in your bum, your tush, into the seat that you're sitting on. Now, if your seat is very cush and you can't even push your sits bones in, you need to find a different seat, like something that's more firm. Okay? And then I want you to lift your sternum, your chest. Relax your shoulders. And feel as if a string is being lifted out of your head, pulling your head out of your neck. Your neck is being lifted out of your shoulders. Your shoulders are lifted out of your rib cage. Your rib cage is being pulled up and out of your pelvis, and your pelvis is sinking into the earth. Place the tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth where the teeth and the roof meet. Tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth where the teeth and the roof meet. Even if the mouth is closed, the teeth are separate. Breathing in and breathing out through the nose. And I want you to focus on the exhalation. Let go of all of the breath, and then breathe in. And at the top of that breath, you'll stop for a moment and exhale. And when you exhale, before you inhale, there's a moment where you're not even breathing, and then you inhale. And then at the top of the breath, before you exhale, there's a moment where you're not breathing, and then you exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now, as you hold your spine tall and erect and your shoulders relaxed, I want you to soften every other part of your body while you're breathing. Just let it go. Release any tension or holding of any kind in your body. And just stay with the rhythm of your breathing. The rhythm of your breathing in and out is your focus. It's your only focus. And you become like a laser, focusing your energy on the breath, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Ana b'koach. Gedulat yamincha tetir tzura. Kabel rinatamcha sagvenu terenu nora. Nagibor dorshe yechudcha kevavat shamram barchem teram rachamei tzitketecha. Tamid gomlam chasin kadosh barov tuvcha. Nahel adatecha yechid gehei lamcha pnei zakrei kedushatecha. Shavatenu kabel ushmat zaktenu yodea taluma. Keep going. Stay with the rhythm of the breath. Consciousness returns to the breath, breathing in and breathing out, feeling the toes and the fingers, wiggling toes and fingers. Feel the arms and legs connected to the toes and fingers. Feel the air around your face. Remember the room that you're sitting in. And whenever you're ready, gently, softly, opening the eyes. And welcome home. Welcome home. So some of the things you might feel when you go into meditation is heat in your body. You might feel vibration. You might feel dizzy. You might feel tingling. You might feel loss of balance. You might feel cold, really cold. You might get really hot. All kinds of things may happen when you go into this space of the nothingness of meditation. Because in the place of meditation, all kinds of things happen. It's like unraveling everything. The purpose of going into the meditation is to get still, so everything can just shed off of you, like a snake sheds its skin. The skin just goes away. So in this process of being still, we're in a process of letting go. Meditation is about letting go. Letting go of your body as you hold a posture and you focus on your breath. It's a paradox. You're holding on to the posture and the breath and you're letting go. And at some point you even let go of your awareness of your breath. Okay, because the awareness of your breath and focusing on your breath is just a vehicle to take you into the place of meditation. It's like a car. If you go to work, you get in the car, you drive to work. Once you get to work, what do you do with the car? You get out of it and you leave it there and you go to work. The car is a vehicle to get you from point A to B. Breathing is a vehicle to get you from living a busy, crazy life to getting still and meditating. But once you're in the meditation, you stop focusing on your breath. It will just fall away all by itself. Okay? And then some other place opens up. And we can talk about that next week. Okay? So right now, I want to open to questions and to hear about anything you want to share of what happened in either of the first brief meditation in the beginning or this last meditation, or any questions around that or anything that I shared. So, Jordan, could you open up or give me some help to... Okay, I'm also open to great jokes. Anyone have any great jokes? Okay, I have a... Sure. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure. Let's just call it transference, since that's the word you put on it. So, you know, if you have two magnets, each magnet has a north pole and a south pole. And if you bring two magnets together, what happens? They attract, right? South pole to North Pole, they pull together. And if you flip one magnet over and it's South Pole to South Pole, what happens? They push each other apart, and you can feel that energy between them pushing apart, right? So there's energies that come together, there's energies that push apart, and then there's energies that are neutral. It doesn't push or pull. Okay? So, for example, let's say let's say that me and Joe had a fight. And I'm telling you about the fight with Joe, and as I do that, my voice gets very fast, my body temperature heats up, I get a little upset, and I can feel the fight with Joe, and I'm irritated again. Okay? Now let's say I talk about a fight that I had with Mary. And when I tell you about the fight I had with Mary, my voice doesn't change, my body temperature doesn't change, nothing changes. The fight with Mary has been healed. The fight with Joe has not been healed. There's still a lot of energy and it's stirring me. Okay? So when we interact with someone and we feel their energy, the first thing we have to notice is this my energy or is this their energy that I'm feeling? What am I feeling? Okay, and as Jordan just pointed out, oh, okay, this is their energy because they're blocked and I'm feeling their blocked energy. So the first thing to do is notice, discern, what is it? Where's it coming from? And once you figure that out, then you have the awareness of how to be with it. Because if you think, okay, every time around this person, this thing happens, and however it plays out, and you think it's you, but it's connected to the other person, you have to figure out, is it the other person? Is it the other person's energy that's triggering something in you that's unhealed? There's a whole process to go through to figure out what it is, why is it happening, and what to do about it. So this is a process that I actually spoke about, I believe, in the last session, of discerning, where is this message coming from? Okay? And once you figure that out, you can decide in meditation what is the best way for you to be with this dynamic. Does that answer your question, Jordan? Right. Exactly. After a period of time of meditating is the key to a lot of healing modalities, and being able to turn off the mind and turn in and look within. Okay? And yes, in the beginning, it's challenging, because if you sit and meditate, your mind might be going blah, 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 blah. And if you're a person that talks a lot in your conscious, walking, working, playing world, that's something to look at, to not talk so much on the outside, to be able to listen to what's going on the inside, because maybe your talking is just a distraction from hearing what's really going on inside. Maybe not. Maybe you just like to talk. But this process of going in, yes, it can be challenging if you're very new to this. If you're not very new to this, then, just like what Jordan said, sometimes you just bring your awareness to certain situations and they stop bothering you, because you just bring your awareness and your focus and your love to those situations, and your consciousness, without blaming or shaming or anything, things just dissolve, because you don't react to them. If you react to them, you're going to engage them, and they're definitely not going to dissolve. They're going to get bigger and more intense. So it's like being a batter at bat in a baseball game, and the pitcher threw the ball, and you have to decide, is this the ball that you're going to hit and make a home run, or you're not going to swing the bat and let the catcher catch it and be a strike. You have to decide what you're going to do with the energy in the moment. And to be able to do that in the moment takes awareness, takes presence. If you're distracted and don't have this focus of mind and presence, it's not going to work. That's why we start with meditation, because that is going to build your focus of mind and your ability to hone in. And it's a process. It's a discipline. It's like a martial art or a sport or being a ballerina or an artist. It takes practice, it takes messing up, and it takes getting back on the horse. Hi, Martha. Mm-hmm. Yeah, great. Thank you, Martha. Well, what I'm going to suggest is that a meditation practice is going to build your energy and create like a bubble around you of light and awareness and love and patience and a field of energy, like we talked about the magnet. Like the magnet can be negative, positive, or neutral. So you want to build an energy in your body that's just light, like the sun. The sun every morning comes up and is sharing light with everybody, and heat and warmth and photosynthesis. So when we tap into that God consciousness and we fill ourselves with God consciousness, we're like the sun. And we're just radiating and exuding this love and peacefulness and presence, and then people feel that. Because if you put the sun in a room that's cold, what happens? It gets warm. If you put the light in a dark room, what happens? The darkness disappears, and all that there is light. You can try it. If everyone goes into a closet sometime, close the door, it's completely dark. The moment you turn on a flashlight, what happens? The darkness is gone, because the darkness cannot remain in the presence of light. So when we are connected to that light, any darkness around us has the opportunity to transform itself. Now, will it transform itself? It depends how thick the darkness is. It can go in a New York second. It can go in 10 minutes, 10 days, 10 hours, 10 years. So our job is just to radiate this spiritual light and love. And if we can be in the space of that energy, we will be able to have the awareness of what's ours and what's not ours. And when we know what's not ours, we can just allow it to, it's like listening to the TV when you don't want a TV because your parents or someone's listening to TV and you're not interested, and you kind of just tune it out. You hear it, it's there, but you don't let it in. It's a practice. And the other thing I would suggest is having clear boundaries with people and speaking, okay, during this time and this time during my day, I need silence because I'm doing X, Y, Z. Whether you have a project to do, work to do, or you just want alone time. And you tell them, during this time and this time, I'm not available for anything. Don't even talk to me. Don't write to me. Don't distract me. Leave me alone. Even if I'm in the same room with you, I need this space to myself here. So please don't engage with me. Okay, so it's about having clear boundaries and clear communication and saying, during this time and this time, I'm happy to communicate with you and share and answer any questions or interact with you and cook with you or whatever. But during this time, this is my time. And okay. Also, what I'd like to do is share with everyone who's listening something called the Spring Cleaning Healing Meditation Experience, which we'll send you a link to, which is a 30-minute experience that will take you into the process of healing that we talked about both last week and this week. It's 30 minutes. The instructions are on it, and if you have any questions, you can reach out to me through my information. You'll have through this link or through Jordan. Great. So I want to thank everybody for taking the time to be here with us. And one of the most important things that I've learned about the spiritual practice that I want to share with you is that you're going to have many questions. And the questions are going to lead you on a journey to get answers. And the answers may come and most likely will come in the form of more questions. So be gentle with yourself, listen to yourself, follow what you're thinking and feeling, and surrender to the journey, and you'll be led by the hand of God, of consciousness, by the universe. You are in a place of grace. You will get through this. You will have the healing you want, and you can create the reality that you've always dreamed about. Thank you for tuning in. Many, many blessings.